So everybody, it's Amon here. Welcome back to another one of Amon's reviews. Let's talk about characters' power ceiling. We're going to do a character that's very powerful, doing some bigger verse stuff. I'm still using verse battle because these are different occasions of characters that still work and are valid for the same amount of stuff. I have a big project on the total war between the Greek gods of God of War and their pantheon versus the Norse gods of God of War. And obviously, a great pantheon clash is going to be happening. I can't wait to do that. I'm producing a lot of different things and trying to go and set up other videos and stuff. And I'm glad I'm putting you guys on game with content, not leaving you guys on red for their sayings and stuff and things like that. I hope you guys will enjoy this. And I know there's a different camera setup. I'm using a different phone and tilt direction to set this up. So hopefully this will take up the entire thing. But anyway, let's go and get into this. So you see on the screen, we're talking about ZALGO. Go and get history of ZALGO, and then at the same time present different skins and their alibis, things that come in a role, involving the character and their sayings and stuff. We'll go ahead and call all that together. But let's make this clear. This is the only valid form of a sort that I feel like I will ever get, because I learned a bunch of stuff about ZALGO. A lot of stuff is a mystery and mix. And so correct me if I'm wrong on the case of my information, but yes, I'm getting this from Versus Battle, aka the Omniversal Battlefield, as is what is an account of Omniversal / big powerhouse characters on a big cosmic, near omnipotent state of scale in comparison. But someone like ZALGO is somebody that I want to go and talk about, as I'm getting more intrigued about creepypasta and other things like that. So again, if I am wrong, just to let y'all know, I'm just getting some of the bigger statement for stuff involving the character's power from versus battles. I'm not trying to paint everything bad on versus battles. I've been using them, so more consistently, this is going to be me. So I'll prove a valid check my research, but I'm just saying this is just from the research that I know, and I will peek in and try to go ahead and understand different cases matter for research, if anything is the case. But if you have better valid sources, or you know more about this character than me, please go ahead and put me on game with your knowledge in the comments. I will very much appreciate it. And I just want to say I hope you guys will enjoy. Again, I'm all around. Let's go ahead and get it popping now. I'm going to get some water, as always. Currently, pretty much, I got bases here just like that. It's been 2 hours since then. And I just got to re-oil some brain cells to my head. Reconnect that UPS plug. I'm joking. Besides my mindset being like Microsoft 5 bits, time to go ahead and bring out a character of ZALGO. ZALGO is this cosmic theme within multiple myths / talks of creepypasta. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit more with that. With this character being chaos personified, accompanying the means of a chaotic more form of order. In this case, he is like in the same manner for Dr. Fate, not in the same sense, but being a being / mantle of one form of order, and one being the significance of form of chaos. ZALGO personifies that. He accompanies chaos. By definition, he's a god that reigns over chaos, and a god with malicious and demonic state of intent, and pretty much is the Lucifer to damn near father figure to all forms of creepypasta. Although the same number of stories in creepypasta, fan-made or preserved canon, he holds a place in putting different things into different places to reign the chaos of the world, and overlays all our instances of things that are chaotic distortion. He is a chaotic being that's beyond anybody's plane of understanding, by anybody's form of perception. He pitches all form of death and different things like that to those in the calling of it. And it's pretty much the Lucifer of this verse, has the Lucifer Morningstar feel in the case of DC, or actually even just Lucifer himself. Every instance of where something is chaotic personified, as he reigns over that, he's endeared with all of those capabilities of chaotic personification. He preserves those things and then makes them bloom in different forms. All the form of horrific deception and different darkening forms of different parts of fiction, he copies on the whole role. So with this being said, when it comes down to him trying to proceed with these things in different, let's say, higher place verses and their stances and stuff, that is pretty much all in his case of control. So he's kind of like a watcher within the scope of the world. So all the skates of his control, I guess you could say, are pretty much just him pondering off of different death and different things like that. Calling with him, he is omniscient in comparison to everybody else in creepypasta verse. Very powerful being with a lot of different active things and creepypasta happening, like I said, from him. And you could pretty much just imagine this man as truly the all-father to God of this verse. ZALGO is the God of chaos, encompasses it as a whole. ZALGO is just a being beyond anybody's form of understanding in full. And what I said before, to reach my statement, in the case of a character having all these different plateau capabilities, he will make a different assumption about these different things, and it could come into play, like in the case for a God that's actually eternal, like a different perception of Allah in this case. So with his overriding sense of tapping into different power, he accompanies new means as a power pool to put into perspective different means of dark chaos to make it be his stuff. So in the states are skates of what he actually does. That's the only from work. It's not gonna sound weird. Skates. Not like a states. Skates. I feel like I've heard that word before. I don't know. Now it sounds like I'm saying some shit that's dumb now. If that's not a form of word, pretty much the overall plane of the Saiyajin's power is something controlled and verified by all planes of chaos. So with his power, he'll basically be able to strip and rewarp and reset all this different power to his control by any set of plan. So all case of beings and all other parallels of chaos are controlled, overlooked, and brought into play because he accompanies personification of chaos to a T, being God and overlooker of it, all that jazz. So when it comes down to his full overall power, that is pretty much a big niche to say control and overall can reign of power that he controls. And so if there any form of being in fiction that will come against him with great chaos and chaotic mindset, or plays the same amount of chaotic power, or even has a little snitch sense of the dark control that he has on them and dark magic and other parallel forms, he'll have an overposing control on them because of the fact that they preserve all the chaotic darkness that he breathes, as he is the internal personification, the symbol, the representation of it in a human state of form. He just accompanies it straight up and full. He reckons that state of control and power all around in this case. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the character in the state of power and the form of his lore and their kind of stuff like that as well. He also has mastered the multi-case of SCPs, as he is perceived as their god and overlooker, and lore, Patrick's lore shows that he has a connection to someone like Sunderman. Sunderman views him as his master. The ability to case interpretation. ZALGO is just all overlooking statement for a powerhouse. Anyway, time to talk about the quote and other viral things about his power and stuff like that. With that being said, all kinds of cases of a mouthful and account for what he's talking about. Besides that, they're going to give a little sense of what he is in the stitch part of his character. Chaos and causality both perfect. Order without chaos. There is no first dimension left. It is done. It was supposed to hell too. It was the fan art. Character synopsis. ZALGO is the being that could best be described as quote-unquote horror, end quote. A creature of utmost terror. He is known as quote-unquote he who waits behind the wall, end quote, and the quote-unquote Nazarene hive mind, end quote, in some circles. He is an eyeless abomination with 7 mouths. His right hand holds a dead star, and his left hand holds the candle whose lights its shadow, and is stained with the blood of the dagger. So his mouth speak in different tongues. When the time is right, the seventh shall sing the song that ends the earth. To evoke the hive mind representing chaos, evoking the feeling of chaos without order, and there's been hive mind of chaos. ZALGO is who is behind the wall. ZALGO. A cultist figure, as you can see, but when they speak of, whoa, my phone just went to 100K recording. Shit. I could put it out with multiple parts. It just kind of seems weird now with this being said. Okay, we have a problem, I think. What the hell?